Hello everyone, I am Hema Sati Sharma and student. We are discussing the chapter called Reproduction in Plants for class 7. We have already discussed the definition of reproduction and why reproduction is important. We also discussed that there are two types of reproduction which occurs in plants. One is asexual reproduction and another is sexual reproduction. Today we will take it in detail. So modes of reproduction in plants can be divided into three types or two types, basically asexual reproduction, which the various type of asexual reproductions are fission, budding, spore formation, fragmentation, regeneration, and vegetative production. So vegetative reproduction is also a kind of asexual reproduction. And then sexual reproduction. In this, the vegetative reproduction is kind of advanced. So here in vegetative reproduction, it can either occur through naturally or natural methods or through artificial methods. Natural methods include by root, underground stem, aerial stem, and adventitious buds, whereas artificial methods include by cutting, layering, grafting, and tissue culture. Let's learn them in detail. First of all, as we have discussed, asexual reproduction is the process in which only one parent is involved. Therefore, two parents are not required, that is, male and female are not required, no sex is required. Therefore, asexual reproduction is the process. And in asexual reproduction, the new plants are produced without using the seeds. So what is that matter? That they don't require seed for reproduction. So what happens when we'll be discussing sexual reproduction in plants, we'll learn that flowers grow into fruits and fruits contain seeds. So basically seeds are the part of sexual reproduction. So in asexual reproduction, the plants does not produce the seed or the plants are not produced with using the seeds. So if a plant is utilizing a seed in the production of new plant, that means sexual reproduction is taking place. That means two parents are required or two gametes are formed. Now, in this process of asexual reproduction, generally the vegetative part, if you remember the last lecture, the vegetative part, which were leaves, stems, and root, they participate in the reproduction. So, type of asexual reproduction we had studied in our previous slide also: fission, fragmentation, budding, vegetative propagation, regeneration, spore formation. So, first of all, we will take vegetative propagation in detail. So, vegetative propagation occurs in leaves, through leaves, stems, roots, and buds. This we have studied. So first of all, we know that vegetative propagation is the formation of new plants using vegetative units. For example, vegetative bud, stem, leaves, and roots. These vegetative units are called propagules. So first of all, we will discuss natural means of vegetative propagation. As we had discussed in the first slide of this lecture, that vegetative propagation can either occur naturally or it can occur artificially. So first of all, we will discuss how it occurs naturally. First of all, the natural vegetative reproduction by stem. So the stem or branches of the plant normally bear vegetative buds in the axils. Okay, so now the bud that are present in the axil, that is, what is axil? The point of attachment of leaf at the node, develops in the shoot. So here you can see this is the stem structure and this is the point where leaf is attached to the shoot. So here at this point, this bud is present. Now this bud can develop into a new plant. So this is vegetative bud. This is not that bud which will convert into flower later on. That bud is called reproductive bud. This is vegetative bud which is present in the axil of the leaf. Okay. So now what happens that whenever you take a cutting or this plant, the bud reproduces into the new shoot. Now the bud that are present in the axil, that is the point of attachment of leaf at the node, they develops into shoot. These buds are called vegetative buds. As I told you also, the vegetative buds can give rise to a new plant. So this or this fact can be utilized to for the vegetative propagation of the plant. Now these birds, which birds? Vegetative birds. These birds, they consist of short stem around which immature overlapping leaves are folded. This can produce a new plant by vegetative propagation. So here in this picture, it is very much clear. You all must have seen sugarcane. Sugarcane has, or bamboo has, this kind of structure. This is internode and this is node and this is bud. So if you cut this part, what will happen? This bud will grow into new shoot and new plant will be formed. Now we will discuss the vegetative propagation through stem tubers. So some stems are modified into tubers or tuberous roots or tuberous stems. So these stem tubers, they store nutrients and they also bear nodes. So nodes the nodes bear buds, as we know, and this bud will form into a new plant. Example, potato. So we must have seen, we all have seen potatoes, and we have seen white eyes in the potato. That white eye is able to germinate into a new plant. This is the white eye which will germinate into a new plant. So if I cut the potato from this part, this individual eye, they all can develop into new plants. Runners. So again, the modified stems, they are called runners. Now these runners contains bud that can produce roots as well as stems. Example in strawberries. So here you see, this is the plant, or this is the hub of the strawberry, and this is the stem. Now this stem is modified stem which is called runner. So whenever it make a contact with the soil, it start developing roots and start developing shoot. In similar way, the common grass which we observe, दूब घास जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, that also, or mint, they also propagate through runners. In next lecture, we will be discussing artificial means of vegetative propagation. Thank you.